King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Yeah. Yes. Indeed. What's going on with everybody? How y'all feeling? Early afternoon. Welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. Oops, great. Oh man. This is gonna be the episode where I put forth a valiant attempt into turning over a new leaf. So what I mean by that? We all know the ongoings with this Drake lawsuit and this, that, and third or whatever. I'm trying to prevent myself from taking Drake's fans who, for whatever reason, just continue to follow this man. And I'm going to try to apply some reason to help you people. Yes, I said you people. Guide you down a better path. Because if this don't work, I'm just going to lump you in with him and get to call you the same unflattering things that I call him. And there's nothing you can do about it. But again, this is me in this episode trying to be reasonable and help you understand why you're making such a tragic mistake with your life. Hey man, look, I gotta try something. So we're gonna put some facts out there real quick. Quick little reaction. Then I'm gonna leave it alone. Because if you get, like I said, if you continue to follow this man, whatever visceral reaction we decide to have towards Drake, we're gonna give it to his fans too. Because hey, I'm not gonna keep showing sympathy because the blind want to continue to follow the blind. You feel me? So before we get to this reaction, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Take care of the business right now. That way, while we sitting here smoking and chilling, drinking, whatever, doing what we doing on the inside, the YouTube police stay outside, not in our business, trying to smell the air, trying to find out what kush that is. We smelling and smoking and all that good thing. Looking in your cup, looking in my cup, trying to see what's in it. Right now, it's strawberry Fanta. Sometimes it's Hennessy. You know. But while y'all take care of that little bit of business, man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get the ears on, get the screen shared, all that good stuff. So that way I could try to help. Well, so that way we, as a community, can try and help those few lost and lonely souls that continue to follow Drake for whatever reason. You know? We sympathize in this moment and we want to try and help. We're going to call this the Drake fan intervention. In fact, because it's the Drake fan intervention, let me get the lights together real quick. I know Drake fans like flashy lights and things. So let's get the flashing lights going. Look. There you go. Look, they twinkling. I can add some twinkle. A little twinkle with it. There you go. Little twinkle. I know y'all like sensitive things. Anywho, this is Curtis King TV. I'm also give a shout out to Chilling with Moni, because this is actually, I think, her Twitter post. I don't like calling it X. So shout out to Moni, Chilling with Moni too. But let's get into this reaction, man. Let me get over here. There we go. Let's go.
And just a reminder what I mean. This is beyond me not liking the guy's music. This is beyond this. This is me saying you're bad for hip hop.
Just one more screenshot, and this SOP is finally done.
You're bad for business, but you're bad for hip hop. Even beyond when I stop making videos and I stop making music, this is still bad if it ends up in his favor. Shout out to my cousin Moni. She gonna always wrap somebody up and remind you what this shit is all about. She says, so let me get this straight. Drake threatened to quit Degrassi if he wasn't moved from a wheelchair. There's an article out there about that, I think on a very respectable outlet that told about that. We covered that before. He threatened to not host the ESPYs if audio of him kicking Kendrick back in leaked. So there was an interview that he did where he was talking on one of the sports shows, and he was talking real spicy around the Controlverse period, and he demanded, hey, I might have said some crazy stuff, but y'all better not put that out.
I know about this exactly when this happened because I'm a sports guy. This happened with Marcellus Wiley. I want to say on FS1. Check out Marcellus Wiley's channel. I think he got a whole interview when he talks about that. Actually, I want to say he might have talked about it to Vlad. But just to add a little more context to that, it's coming from a real strong source. It's coming from Marcellus Wiley. Also, we have to include the fact that Marcellus Wiley is a West Coast dude. We don't want to hide no details. Marcellus Wiley he's a West Coast dude. I'm not saying he being biased or anything, but when that's in your past on topics like this, it's just best to be upfront about it. No big deal.
Well, he threatened not to host the ESPYs if that audio of him talking shit to Kendrick ever leaked. Label censored Meek Mill. I'm assuming, I don't know what the specifics of that is. I don't know if that has to do with when he put the ghostwriter allegations. That one I don't know of. The label censored Pusha T. Well, we talked about what happened since 2018 and how many other times. He sent a cease and desist to French Montana. We've covered that before. A cease and desist for the Like That record? What's wrong? You don't like that record?
Again, Drake fans, this is your man's. This is your man's doing this. This is all of his hip hop sins thus far.
Get back to that for the record. He wanted the label to censor Kendrick, demanded UMG to pull Not Like Us from DSPs and YouTube. It smells Karenish in here, bro. It smells Karenish in here. He tried to censor Pusha T and Clips again over a Kendrick verse. Then he files a lawsuit over Not Like Us. The lawsuit alleges defamation, ignores his contributions to the battle because he was in the battle, as if he never participated and was attacked unprovoked. The lawsuit alleges his home was shot up due to Not Like Us, despite being in a shooting war, allegedly, with The Weeknd, EXO, Top 5.
So I was thinking we're on the right path because I couldn't remember. I'd be smoking. So I vaguely remember back when it happened, The Weeknd's name came up. Like he got like a little or something up there or whatever the hell. I'm not well versed in Canadian politics, and I'm not about to try to be. Go check the Canadian news or blogs, or I can't think of homie name. I call him Man Friday. I think it's like We Love Hip Hop or something like that. I'm sure he got something on his channel about it too.
Lawsuits target black content creators. He later added a white content creator after he was being called out by the internet. That could be detrimental to their livelihood in the future, while also alleging anti-Semitism. He's pulling every card he can.
How you call people anti-Semite, but you launch a lawsuit where, think about how many reaction channels there are out there. Thousands. New ones start every day. How do you initially come up with only black content creators when you put this little legal paperwork together? And then later down the line, let me slide a white guy in there, a white content creator in there. So that's bogus. It rings as if you can't read the room. Well, as if Drake can't read the room. If you're already dealing with questions about your ethnicity or questions about how black are you black, stuff like that, because that we're not gonna act like that wasn't kind of sort of out there too. The one thing you're not trying to do is like, I'm going to prove I'm black. I'm going to do a lawsuit, and it's going to be nothing but black people in it. See how much I'm black? That's missing the message, my boy. You're missing the message. You know, to prove you black, put a whole lawsuit together full of black people. That's just crazy work.
Insane. She goes on to say this is a terrible pattern here for Mr. Graham. He's the worst thing to ever happen to hip-hop urban culture. Boy, oh boy. I try not to let these antics and these moments ever blur the contributions that someone has made to, use this art and add their stamp to it and keep it profitable, keep it doing all the things that it did. But there's some things that start to negate your contributions when you start playing like this. And the thing is, it's not even playing. He dead ass serious. Wait till my lawyer hears about. He like the rich kid in Little Rascals, who lost the race, even though his car was more souped up than the other ones. You're gonna hear from my lawyers about this. Shit is embarrassing. I don't know how you could, beyond being a brand and a business, I don't know how someone as a grown man can operate like this and still talk with your chest out about how you got some kind of superiority and some kind of power over the rest of the industry. You're better than every other rapper. How could you ever find yourself into any hip-hop conversations? Hey, for those of you that are still supporting after this madness, I hope you enjoy Iceman, because it's going to be pretty cold around this channel by the time it's time to review anything. Y'all have it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
I second that. There will be no Iceman review around here. I won't acknowledge that album at all. At all. Waste my time. I'll run back some Eric Benet or something. I asked y'all who are Drake supporters, which I doubt is very many. If you're watching this channel, why? What is he giving you? What is he bringing to your life that makes it worth supporting somebody with all those hip hop sins on their record to date? Because he seems to be on a path of destruction, and there's going to be more things he do that is completely unwarranted. Man, he killing us. Homie killing us. It's like death of 1,000 razor blades. But if you are watching this and you are still a fan of Drake, if you're willing to stand on that business, my comment section is always open and available. Have at it. State your case. I don't know what I'm gonna do when that album come out. I know I'm not reviewing it. I know I'm not listening to it. It gets no play on this computer, any of these TVs, my car, none of that. I've got it pretty cool to where no biker clubs in my area. We don't play no Drake. I think it might be one, and they're on the outskirts, and I don't really go out there anyway. But I've pushed a real big anti-Drake movement because his energy don't jive with bikers. The type of men that we project ourselves to be, try to be, hopefully trying to raise our sons to be. He don't jive with none of that. And we're not gonna have no mixed messages out here with Drake and the speakers. So this is a what they say, no fly zone. This is a Drake no fly zone. We don't play no Drake, spin no Drake, none of that Drake.
Who raised you?
Like, wow. I just want to get them facts out there real quick. We weren't gonna make this too long. We just started. We just getting the day started. I got some other topics lined up. We just getting the day started. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention. All the sins of Drake. The hip hop sins of Drake. But like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all tuning in to have a quick little smoke break. You know what I'm saying? I didn't actually smoke. I got the pier. I'm all discombobulated right now because you see I ain't had no instant either. So before the next show, I gotta go get some more papers, get some incense. So because the vibe just wasn't right for this show. It wasn't all the way we normally used to have. We have a certain vibe I try to keep us. And I ain't had no incense and I ain't had no papers. So I'm gonna go take care of that little bit of business. I'm gonna get this chopped up, get this in the system so y'all can check it out. And then I'm gonna go get that so that way next episode I record. You know what I'm saying? We got the proper vibes in here. But I'm Oops the Great. This is Kush Equilibrium. And I appreciate y'all pulling up. I get at y'all.